Mr. Tan. I understand you made an appointment to see a counsellor. And I just wanted to find out a little bit before we begin. How did you know about this counselling service?
Well, it was actually through my friend, cause I have this like bunch of kakis that we drink. So one day they just felt that I was like overwhelmed and I should just go see a counsellor because they couldn't solve the problem for me.
So you have been sort of talking with them about the issue that you're troubled with?
Yes, a little.
Yeah, okay. So besides telling you to go and see a counsellor, what else did they tell you to do?
Well, I don't know, they just tell me to don't go home, just drink with us and then just do whatever, don't care about them anymore.
I see.
Yeah.
So don't take life so seriously, relax.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Well, but nevertheless, you have decided to come.
Yeah.
So, what brings you to come here to talk about your problem?
Well, I just feel like, cause recently I have a big project coming up at work, so and my family is just giving me a lot of troubles, so I just couldn't balance everything.
I see. And what sort of work do you do?
Well, actually I work in a construction company, so I have to like draw some plans and prepare presentations and so on. Yeah.
I see. So recently you have been quite distracted by problems at home and you couldn't concentrate on your work?
Yes,
I
that's
see.
very true.
I see. And what are these things that are distracting you from home?
Well, it's like, there was like this night we had to went home. I went home late after my preparing for my projects. So it's around 12, but my wife isn't asleep yet. So when I went home, she just started like rattling and then yelling and just screaming and saying that my father's is like being so bad to her, like complaining all the time, and then like she's just a complete stranger to my dad, something like that.
I see. So can I assume that it's your father stays with you?
Yes, he stays with me.
Okay, alright. So you came back home, you thought you're gonna get a good night rest, but she was still awake.
Yes.
I see. Do you come back home late often?
Only on days where I have like a lot of things to do.
Okay.
Like sometimes there will be after a period where my projects will be over, so I'll come home early.
I see. So you came back home that evening and your wife was still awake. Can you describe what state she was in? What emotional state she was in?
Well, at first she was talking to me nicely, like she was like, "Oh, hi darling, you're back. Yeah, how's your work?" So I just like, "Oh,
sounds like a very understanding wife.
Yeah, but
to come back at 12 o'clock and to talk to you so nicely.
Yeah, but actually she has a motive. Every time she does that, she'll just after that she'll she'll start saying like, "Oh, today I had a terrible day." When I said my day was okay, then she'll start to say like, "Wow, your dad just scolded me this afternoon. Don't know for what reason. I'm so busy with my work as well." Yeah, then she'll start complaining.
Okay, so that initial statements of concern was actually leading up to her complaint that the her father-in-law was quite naggy and quite attacking her. Can I assume that she's staying at home and working from home?
No, actually, she's working in a beauty salon actually.
I see.
So she's a boss, sort of like a boss.
Okay.
She shares with a friend, so she actually can come home.
Okay, her time is more flexible.
Yeah, correct.
So she said that your father and her sort of gone into an argument.
Yes.
What was the argument about?
Initially, I'm not too sure because they just fight over every little things. Like I think maybe my father takes a little on her. Like there was this occasion, like she was doing housework, so she mopped the floor. So after that, the floor was quite wet, and my father actually accused her of like not wiping the floor, mopping the floor dry, like making him fall, hospitalized and something like that.
I see. So these arguments, as you said, it seems to be over. It could be over anything and everything.
Yes.
Okay? From something like cleaning the floor.
Yes.
How long has this been going on, may I ask?
Around 2 years.
And is that how long you've been married together?
About there.
Oh, so your wife has moved into your family with marriage and then has been encountering this.
Yeah.
What makes you think of the reason? I mean, when you think of this going on for 2 years, is there some reason why this is happening? Almost on day one,
Yeah. Actually, initially it was quite alright. So it's just like, I don't know, maybe because my wife has been working also, so no one's at home to take care of my dad.
Okay.
So I think that's why, and I think he has like a group of friends also, my dad. Then I think, I'm not too sure, but I think his friends might have influenced him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mr. Tan, let me see if I understand you correctly. You're saying that this problem has been going on almost from the time you all got married, and it may have something to do with having to take care of your dad, and it may have something to do with maybe some bad influence your dad has been getting from his friends.
Yeah, I think so.
Tell me a bit about taking care of your dad. Does he need to be taken care of? What kind of?
Actually, he's alright. Just that he has a weak heart, and then he needs a walking stick to walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, he's fine.
Okay. So he is ambulant. He can move around with the aid of walking stick?
Yes.
But you mentioned that his heart is weak.
Yeah. I think he has like some, as in he had a stroke. Yeah, but he recovered. It's just a mild one.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after that, his health was not that good.
I see. Does he have problems with his blood pressure?
I'm not too sure about it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So dad needs a bit of care. So how does his need for care and your wife coming in as a new member in the family, how does that somehow result in a problem? One would say this is quite good. You need care and you got one extra pair of hands perhaps to help. How come it came out to be a problem?
Well, I don't know, but perhaps he's lonely at home.
Well, then he has someone to talk to, not to nag him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe because my wife isn't at home most of the time as well.
Okay. So is he kind of complaining that she isn't home more often? That's why he's unhappy, or?
But his complaints weren't like talking about my wife not coming home, not at home. Just more like picking on her.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So sounds like this is fairly complicated. You're not sure if your wife, but we've heard a little bit about your father and what his complaints are. What about your wife? What are her complaints?
Well, she just said that my dad likes to like pick on her, and my dad doesn't understand her, and she wants my dad to move out of the house.
I see.
Yeah.
So that's like she's thinking maybe that's the solution. If father can go away, then things will be better.
Actually, yeah, we have discussed it before, like send him to an old folks home. Like at least he has friends there, so someone to look after him as well.
I see. Was that her understanding that when she married you, he would move out, or did she have an understanding that the father-in-law would still be there?
But actually, she was quite open because before I was married, so I brought her home, and then my dad was actually quite happy with her. So she felt that it was alright to stay with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So initially she was very open.
Yeah.
But somehow other things kind of turned sour.